Outstanding. Best moment of the match for Svitolina so far.
In the world of professional sports, there exists a phenomenon so extraordinarily rare, so breathtakingly uncommon, that it graces an entire generation only a handful of times. It is a moment of pure unfiltered alchemy. It happens when you take two completely and fundamentally opposed philosophies of combat, two entirely different biomechanical frameworks, two fiercely contrasting psychological profiles, and you lock them inside the most spectacular, historic, and unforgiving gladiatorial arena the sport has to offer. And then against every prediction, against every statistical model, against everything the rankings and the seedings and the expert analysts told you would happen, the immovable object does not just hold its ground, it advances. It swallows the unstoppable force whole. Today, on the majestic center court at the Internazionale BNL d'Italia in the heart of Rome, something is happening that nobody in this stadium, nobody watching at home, and nobody in the press box predicted with any real conviction. Elina Svitolina is not just competing with Elena Rybakina, she is shocking her, she is exposing her. She is turning this match into a masterclass of defensive intelligence, an ice-cold tactical execution that has left the entire tennis world with its jaw on the floor. Look at the numbers on the scoreboard right now and let them sink in completely. Svitolina has won the first set 6-3. And as this second set reaches its most critical and suffocating moment, with Svitolina pushing for the break that could close this match out entirely, the statistics tell a story that is even more brutal and more devastating than the score itself. Elena Rybakina, the world number 2, the reigning Australian Open champion, the woman with arguably the most dangerous serve in the history of women's tennis, is converting only 2 break points from a staggering 17 opportunities in this match. 2 from 17. Let that number echo in your mind for a moment. 17 chances to break the Ukrainian serve. 17 moments where the Ice Queen stepped up with the crowd holding its breath and the match hanging in the balance. And she has converted just 2 of them. That is not a cold streak. That is a complete and total psychological collapse at the most critical junctures of this match. And Svitolina has engineered every single one of those failures with ruthless and calculated precision. The Ukrainian, meanwhile, has converted 1 breakpoint from just 2 opportunities. She is not getting the chances in volume. She does not need them. When Svitolina gets her moment, she takes it cleanly, and she does not look back. And now she is right back at it again, pushing Rybakina to the absolute edge of another break, staring down the barrel of a stat line that is quietly but completely destroying the Kazakhstani's confidence from the inside out. But the number that truly explains everything happening on this court right now, the single statistic that cuts straight to the heart of why Rybakina is unraveling in front of this stunned Italian crowd, is the first serve percentage. Elena Rybakina is landing only 48% of her first serves. 48%. The woman whose entire game, whose entire philosophy of tennis, whose entire identity on a tennis court is built around the serve plus 1, is missing more than half of her first deliveries. And when Rybakina misses her first serve, everything changes. Her second serve becomes a target, it becomes an invitation. And Svitolina, who is winning 48% of points on Rybakina's second serve, is stepping inside the baseline and accepting that invitation with both hands and zero hesitation. Compare that to Rybakina's return numbers, and the picture becomes even darker. When Svitolina does land her first serve, which she is doing at a rate of 52%, Rybakina is winning only 59% of those points. For a player of Rybakina's caliber, for a player with her return quality and her ability to redirect pace, 59% on first serve points is dangerously low. It means Svitolina's first serve is holding up under pressure. It means the Ukrainian is mixing her patterns, changing her pace, keeping Rybakina constantly guessing and constantly uncomfortable. And an uncomfortable Rybakina, as this entire stadium is discovering in real time, is a Rybakina who starts pressing, who starts overswinging, who starts going for the low percentage winner 1 shot too early in the rally. Look at the unforced error count. Rybakina has committed 6 service faults and 3 double faults in this match. She is fighting her own racket. She is fighting her own mechanics. She is fighting the slow-gripping Roman clay, the heavy afternoon air, and the relentless wall of a woman standing across the net who simply refuses to give her a clean look at anything. Svitolina, who came into this match as the clear underdog, who nobody expected to win a set, let alone dominate an entire match, has won 46 total points to Rybakina's 57. The overall point count still favors the Kazakhstani, but when you factor in when and where Svitolina is winning her points, the quality of those moments, the precision with which she is picking her spots and extracting the crucial errors, you begin to understand that this is not a match being won by luck or by a hot streak. This is a match being won by one of the most intelligent and emotionally resilient athletes on the WTA Tour, executing a perfect game plan with the composure of a surgeon and the heart of a warrior. What is happening to Rybakina right now goes far beyond the statistics. It is visible in her body language between points. The Ice Queen, the woman famous for her stone-cold, unreadable exterior, is showing cracks that this Roman crowd has never seen from her before. She is bouncing the ball at the baseline too many times before she serves. She is pulling at her strings with a tension that betrays the calm she is trying so desperately to project.
Superbly done.
She is looking at her box, looking for answers, looking for something to anchor her to the game plan that she walked onto this court with this morning. But the answers are not coming, because Svitolina has already taken every answer away from her. Every time Rybakina tries to end the point early with that devastating flat forehand, Svitolina is there, sliding into the corner, absorbing the pace, looping the ball back deep and heavy with enough topspin to force the tall Kazakhstani into another awkward high contact shot above her shoulders. Every time Rybakina tries to go down the line for the clean winner, Svitolina reads it, turns and runs it down with a full sprint that somehow ends in a perfectly redirected cross-court reply. And every time Rybakina misses that first serve and is forced to push a softer second delivery into the box, Svitolina is already moving forward, already loading up, already ready to hijack the tempo of the rally before Rybakina has even decided what she wants to do with the next ball. The breakpoint situation is the most damning evidence of all. 17 breakpoints, 2 converted. That is the story of a player who is getting to the door over and over again and finding it locked every single time. That is the story of a player whose mental armor is beginning to fracture under the weight of repeated and agonizing failure at the decisive moments of this match. Every time Rybakina had a breakpoint and failed to convert it, Svitolina grew half an inch taller. Every time the Ukrainian held her serve under maximum pressure, Rybakina's belief eroded just a little bit further. 15 breakpoints squandered across this match is not a statistical anomaly. It is Elina Svitolina doing what she has done to the greatest players in the world for the better part of a decade. It is her reaching into the chest of her opponent and slowly and methodically removing whatever hope was left inside. And right now, in the second set, with the crowd on its feet and the noise inside the Foro Italico reaching an absolutely deafening crescendo, Svitolina is on the precipice of completing one of the most stunning and emotionally charged victories of her entire career. She is one step away from sending the world number 2 home. She is one step away from proving once again that on the red clay of Rome, with the ancient marble statues watching and the Mediterranean sun burning down and the crowd roaring with a passion that only this city can produce, rankings mean absolutely nothing. She is one step away from reminding the entire world why she is not just a tennis player, but a symbol of something far greater than any sport could ever fully contain. Rybakina is stepping back to the baseline now, bouncing the ball, staring across the net at a woman who has beaten her not just with her legs and her racket today, but with her mind and her soul. The crowd is on its feet, the noise is overwhelming, and Elina Svitolina, the 7th seed, the defensive wall, the mother, the warrior, the beating heart of Ukrainian sport, is ready to close this out.